Hey church family, I'm excited to be a part of our staff walking you through Passion Week, just the steps of Jesus leading up to the cross and ultimately the resurrection. And today is Monday, and it is a very special time here on Monday for us to see exactly what Jesus was teaching in the cleansing of the temple, not just for them in that day, but ultimately pushing forward and also challenging the Jewish leaders of the time and their belief in things that just kind of really amp things up, kind of going throughout the week. And so let's look in Mark chapter 11. We're going to be in verse 15 through 19. And it says this. It says, "They came to Jerusalem, and he went into the temple and began to throw out those buying and selling. He overturned the tables of money changers and the chairs of those selling doves, and would not permit anyone to carry goods through the temple. He was teaching them, 'Is it not written, my house will be called a house of prayer for the nations? But you have made it a den of thieves.'" And it goes on there, as I turn the page, and it goes on there and it says that the chief priests and the scribes heard it. They started looking for ways at that point to kill him. It's very important that we understand what was going on here. And so when you look at the temple complex, Gentiles were only allowed into certain areas. And this is the area where Jesus is in, is the area where Gentiles were allowed to come in. When you came to the temple and you made that pilgrimage, you had to bring in a sacrifice. And it mentions doves there, which was really a sacrifice for the poor that they would have to do. Well, many people, instead of traveling with that sacrifice, they would actually buy one there because the sacrifice had to pass the test of the chief priest there within the temple, saying it's worthy of a sacrifice. So many would just buy one that's already been pre-approved. Not only that, though, they couldn't use their currency from their foreign land to buy it. They had to exchange that currency for Jewish currency to be able to buy it. With each of those exchanges, the buying of the sacrifice and the exchanging of the currency, there was a significant upcharge. This appalled Jesus because he saw it as a barrier to worship, something to suppress the Gentiles where they couldn't have as free of an access to worship as the Jews. And so he saw it as a suppression of that, and he was irate. "Isn't my house supposed to be a house of prayer for all nations? Why are you doing this to the Gentiles?" Remember, Jesus came for all peoples. And so in this, he was showing that very strongly and also reminding them, when you come to worship, it is not about anyone being higher or lower. When we come to worship to worship Him, and we are all equal at the foot of the cross. That very cross that He's getting ready to go to on Friday. So as you go through the Passion celebration this week, as you walk in the steps of Jesus, let's always be reminded of the fact that Jesus came for all people, and we are all equal at the foot of the cross.